Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to PBTV. I'm Stu. We're live on Facebook and YouTube, and we've not had these for a while. We've managed to get a massive restock of this. So today we're going to have a look at the SIG MCX. It's been massively popular since it came out, and we've just had a restock, so it would be rude not to have a look at it since we've not done so yet. If you have a question about it, please drop it down below. We'll flash it up on screen and make sure we get it answered as quickly as possible. But obviously, these became massively popular with the CTSFO reenactors and people looking for police loadouts, and just purely because of the fact that they're awesome. I mean, look at it. It's an absolutely stunning bit of kit. So we'll go through its features and everything, and we'll see if it's something that ticks your boxes too. So it does have the 40mm thread on it, so you can add your accessories, your tracer units, Spitfires, anything like that, and trick this thing out to be a bit more sneaky beaky. What you will notice massively different at the front compared to like M4s or anything like that is the proportions of the rail. So the rail on this is a lot taller than your standard quad rail or anything that you'll find on M4, and it is M-LOK. So you've got M-LOK sections on the right hand side, the left hand side, and you've got some on the bottom as well. The front rail section does come off, so the actual front body pin here, if you tap that out, it simply clicks off. There's a little track line in there that the rail slides into to make sure it's all centered and in the right place. You slide that off, and your front compartment here is where you store your battery as well. There is a MOSFET in there. There is plenty of space for batteries in there, but you are going to have to maybe have a nunchuck style battery or something quite small if you're wanting a stick. The space is, there is a lot of space, but it's quite awkward, we'll say. So it's not a massive box or anything like that. You can put each nunchuck down each side of the barrel, so you can get a decent sized battery in there. It just takes a little bit of maneuvering. Once you've got your battery in there, you can slide it back on. Luzarak on YouTube. This looks sick, yes. A lot of people just immediately jumped on the bandwagon on this purely for looks, and then found out that it was actually awesome. So, Brucey bonus. So yeah, once you've got your battery in, you slide the rail section back on onto the tracks that are just behind this bit here, put the body pin back in, and you're good to go. The rail section itself does have QD sling points on it, and again, M-LOK for any of your accessories that you need. The front rail section actually starts about here. So when the front rail comes off, is it blowback? Someone on Kieran on YouTube. No, this is just a version 2 gearbox AEG. So there's no blowback on this. It's not gas, and it's not got any pneumatic blowback either. It's just a straight AEG. So let's see if I can see where it is again. So the front rail section does split, allowing when the front rail comes off, the rail comes off from about here. So anything that you mount at the front will come off at the rail, and then the rest of the rail is all part of the upper receiver. So optics, PEC boxes, you can have anything on the front here, but if you have any front iron sights or anything mounted at the front, it will come off with the rail when you want to adjust it. Controls, I think this is pretty much as ambidextrous as you can get. Does it come with iron sights? I forgot to check in the box actually, but I'll double check afterwards. But if it does come with iron sights, we will check, but they will be photographed on the website. I don't think it does, and the reason why we don't put them on the live stream most of the time is we don't want to scratch the rails or anything if they are screwed on. But most of the time people are putting short dot sights or anything on this, and you've got a ton of real estate to do to add any accessory that you want. So controls, the ambidextrous nature of this is pretty much on every single control. So fire selector, you have safe, semi, and full auto. Your mag release is on the right hand side and on the left hand side, and the only non ambidextrous one is the bolt release. So when you rack it back, it does hold in place. You can put the charging handle back. You will find your rotary hop in there, and the hop in this is very, very, very good. It's super stable, can manage up to like your 2 8s and 3s if you want to run something like that. And then once you finish adjusting your hop, you just press the paddle on the left hand side and it snaps forward. So it is a version 2 gearbox, so if you're wanting to change anything, it's very, very customizable with MOSFETs and everything like that. But out of the box, these things are absolutely fantastic. It does come with a 120 round Stanag mid cap, so there's 120 BBs in a standard mid cap. Any standard AEG magazine will fit if you want to run high caps, EPMs, PMags, absolutely anything. Drop them straight in and they will function perfectly well. The stock is detachable on this, so quite a quirky system on the back. Is the stock is actually attached to a very, very small section, about an inch section of RIS. So it's 20mm rail. The same that's on the top here is on the back here. There are 3 points with the stock, so it's fully out, part way in, and all the way in, and it is spring loaded as well. So when you do press that, it does pop out slightly, and then you can take it all the way out. There is a screw in here. You can take the rail section off, and behind there you will find an Allen key hole that allows you to get to your quick change spring. So these, when they head out to you, there will be about 330 FPS roughly. There's a plus or minus for that, because a lot of the times when these come into the country, they are a bit too powerful to sell, so they have to be downgraded. So we try and make them as close to 350 as possible. You also have more QD points at the back. There's one there and a matching one on the left-hand side. The grip on this, it's not one of my personal favourites. It is quite large, so if you have got small hands, it's not the comfiest grip, but it is, once you've got gloves on, it is quite serviceable and fit for purpose. There are more QD sling points at the back as well, so you can sling this thing in as many different ways as possible. Just be aware that if you have got a sling on the front and you try taking this rail off, make sure you've got enough room and you don't snag it up or anything like that. And then there's a single point sling at the back if you're just wanting to put a hook style system on there. So I'll quickly go over everything again. If we've missed your question, please drop it down below and we'll flash it up and make sure it gets answered. But this is the Virtus SIG MCX. It does have a 14mm counterclockwise thread on it, and it does have the removable M-lock rail at the front. So you've got M-lock on the right, left, and bottom with a small RIS section attached to it. So if you do take it off, you lose that little bit of RIS section. And then the rest of the rail is monolithic to the upper receiver. QD point, and obviously inside the front here, this is front wired, so your battery does have to go inside the handguard, and then controls are very, very, very ambidextrous, except the bolt release. So your fire selector is on both sides, so safe, semi, and full auto. Your mag release is on that side, and it is sort of elongated down, so it's a little bit larger than your standard mag release, so it is very, very easy to get hold of, and there is a mag release on the left-hand side that's very easy to find as well. Once you've got the charging handle racked back, you will find the very, very, very good rotary style hop unit in there. So once that is set, it is very, very, it's just absolutely solid. Once you get your BBs flying in a true path, this thing's not going to move. Once you've finished doing your hop adjustments, just hit the paddle on the left and it shuts forward. The one thing I will say about this, it is a little bit weighty, so this thing is nearly 3 kilos, so if you're going to start adding bits to it, like your optics and everything, just be aware that you're going to be running around with quite a chunk of weight as well. The stock on the back is attached to a 20mm section of RIS, so you can take this collapsing stock off if you like and change it to something else. We do the Artisan M4 stock adapters if you want to run something different on there. A lot of people like to find the skeletonized stock to try and get a much more close matching to the CTFO, but this skeleton one's perfectly acceptable and it is very, very solid. So once it's all the way in, there is a very small pin inside there that is spring loaded, so when you do press it, it just pop out slightly, allowing you to take it to first position and then second position. So if you are slinging this, you've got the single point sling at the back that I've mentioned there, and then you've got QD points at the back of the stock, at the front of the stock on the lower receiver, and then on the rail section as well. Does come with a 120 round mid cap, so it's you're going to probably need more mags if you want to run this all day, unless you're very, very fast with that speed loader, or get yourself an Odin. But it runs perfectly well with high caps, EPM 1s, P mags, absolutely everything. Just slot straight in this and feed absolutely excellently. It does have a decent size inner barrel as well. I think it's about 295mm. So you are going to get a decent consistency, range, and accuracy out of this, depending on your hop setting, depending on the BB weight, and how you set this thing up. But this has been the SIG MCX. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do, because I think this thing is absolutely stunning, and it's a really, really cool bit of kit. Those that are looking for that CTFO loadout, it is the one-to-one. It is the piece that they are running right now. They run G36s, they run M4s, but this is the one that sort of shines out from the rest of them. But that will be it for today. I am not here tomorrow, so there will be no live stream tomorrow, unfortunately. So I will be back Thursday at 4 p.m. for another live stream. Until then, I'll see you in a bit. Bye.